Good evening and congratulations to the New Jersey Right to Life Committee on tonight's successful banquet celebrating liberty and justice for all, born and unborn, surely a noble and achievable dream that everyone in this room, through God's power and grace, will someday make a reality. This has been an encouraging week for some unborn children and their moms. The Supreme Court, with its two new pro-life Bush appointees, Chief Justice Roberts and New Jersey's own Justice Sam Alito, finally found its voice and upheld the federal ban on partial birth abortion. This ruling allows us to maintain a line of defense for at least some of our helpless children and their vulnerable mothers against those who sanction the violence of abortion. You and I have known all along, and I believe more Americans are coming to understand, that there is absolutely nothing benign, compassionate, or just about violently destroying the life of a baby. Abortion is an egregious violation of human rights. Abortion exploits and hurts women. We know too well that all methods of abortion, not just the recently outlawed partial birth abortion method, are extreme acts of violence. Americans now need to connect the dots. Dismembering a child, effectuating a kill, or chemically poisoning a baby are hideous acts of child abuse and are no less gruesome and barbaric than partial birth abortion. Since 1973, many in America have been asleep. You and I must ensure that the abortionists' horrific methods, and I mean all of them, are subjected to public scrutiny. Intense public discussion of partial birth abortion has already awakened the slumbering conscience of more Americans, and now we must intensify, expand, and take our human rights struggle to the next level. To date, almost 49 million babies in America have been slaughtered under what is euphemistically called choice. The horrific loss of so many children's lives makes abortion a weapon of mass destruction. And unlike the abortion crowd, you and I know that unborn children have inherent value, worth, and dignity. We know that unborn children are not disposable commodities, nor are they junk. We know no one is more precious or vulnerable than our children. And that's why you are here. That's why we struggle to defend innocent human life. I state the obvious when I say that in this current Congress, we will have an uphill struggle, a daunting task to retain even our current modest gains and to repel numerous pro-abortion initiatives. Indeed, we will likely need the President to use his veto pen, perhaps often, to stop pro-abortion legislation. Thankfully, President Bush has given every indication that he will use the veto. Without it, our modest pro-life gains of the last several years may be wiped away. The 110th Congress will soon be working on appropriations bills. Almost all of them contain important pro-life riders. The new Democratic majority will probably attack these riders or just leave them out of the bills in an attempt to roll back the Mexico City policy, the Kemp Kasten ban on funding for international population planners who coerce abortions, the Hyde Amendment, as well as my amendment, first adopted back in 1983, that bans abortion coverage in the Federal Employees Health Benefits Program. Speaker Pelosi, sadly, has promoted the pro-abortion platform at every opportunity throughout her 20 years in Congress. For 20 years, she has consistently voted to compel taxpayer funding for abortions both in the United States and abroad, and 8 times she voted against the ban on partial birth abortion. Shakespeare once said, "What is past is prologue." If the recent pass of the Democratic Party and its leadership is prologue to the 110th Congress, then this Congress will not be a friend of the unborn. Therefore, you, voters, constituents, pro-life activists, will all have to work hard to persuade and to hold our politicians to account. I can promise you one thing. When Speaker Pelosi seeks to advance the pro-abortion agenda and vitiate federal protections now in place, she will come up against a wall of resistance. I can assure you we will not retreat. We will pray, we will fight, and God willing, we will prevail. Thank you.